So the book that we're reading from is Tupac versus Biggie, an illustrated guide to rap's greatest battle. Beleaguered by legal and financial stress, he's at his most sartorially modest. A backwards baseball cap, red sweatshirt, and a single silver crucifix. Shortly thereafter, he swapped the blood colors for prison blues, a meeting that inevitably led to the flamboyant reaction of his death row years. Flamboyant seems too timid an adjective to describe the 1995 California love video. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Hype Williams created a post-apocalyptic Golden State in which Oakland was overrun by fire, steel cages, girls in leather miniskirts, and men dressed like Mad Max by way of the Legion of Doom. Also included in the census, Funkmaster, Roger Troutman, Chris Tucker, and the dwarf from Bad Santa. Biggie had morphed from Big Papa into the King of New York, but Tupac had seen the future. And the future had bandanas, tunics, and leather. There's another California love video, but no one remembers it. Intended to be the sequel, Tupac wakes up from his Thunderdome dream and calls up Dr. Dre to shop at the Compton swap meet. Then they party with Deion Sanders, DJ Quick, and E40, obviously. This is probably a more realistic approximation of the real lives, but realism matters less than believability. I'm much more inclined to believe that Tupac inhabited a bizarro 2095 Bay Area than a place where he and Dr. Dre went shopping for Jerry Stackhouse Filas at the Compton swap meet. The flip side was Tupac as Elegant Don. Biggie limped, prematurely aged like Marlon Brando as Don Corleone, wearing heavy linen suits that seemed to match the disproportionate weights on his mind and frame. My co-author Evan says that Biggie was Michael Corleone. But to me, Tupac has always been Michael, swaggering and deadly, a primal manifestation of youth. See him in the video for two of America's Most Wanted, the baby-faced gangster floating in the black Benz, casually smoking, feasting, threatening. Or examine his appearance at the 1996 Grammys, clad in an all-black Versace suit, no tie, death row chain swinging. He smirks and tells the crowd, "How you like this Versace hookup?" The swap meet was closed. I've said that so many times. Comes natural. He knows how far he's come from the kid with $5 in his pocket, greyhounding it all the way to Oakland.
It was incredible to me about how in his music Tupac seemed to change as a man from album to album, and you can hear it in the music, and that's pretty incredible for any kind of musician to be able to do. I mean, Dear Mama is a comprehensively different person than Ambitions as a Writer. Those are two different people doing those two different songs, and that is rare. So I got lucky because I really encountered him intensely all at once, and in some way, for me, it was like I wouldn't have it any other way.
I remember when the first time I got Tupac. I was 14. I was living in Fairfield, California. My father just passed away. He died of cancer. So basically, like, right after he died, my aunt bought me a boombox with 2 CDs. One was whatever CD that had Will Smith getting jiggy with it.
Big Willie style.
I think I had
Big Willie style. The other CD was one of, like, Tupac's post-death CDs or whatnot. After... Like, you know, I always kind of had a rough life, but after something was there, like that really happened just then, like that, I used to put that CD on repeat. It was like the words were extra real now, you know? It wasn't just style, it wasn't just a style of music, you know? Yeah, life-changing shit.
So hi, I'm Layla. I came from the neighborhood that he wanted to make a difference in, and I brought him to LA and to South Central. And I started witnessing the juvenile halls young, and that's where I worked, still do today. Never stopped the work.
For me, I think, like, as a writer, I think, like, I kind of immediately gravitated to Biggie, because I think Biggie used words in a real, like, the way in which he used words was like it was very taut, and he almost made every single word rhyme off of each other, and he could condense incredible amounts of information in a really short amount of time. Whereas Tupac, you know, we were talking about this earlier, Tupac was almost like a Jack Kerouac versus like Biggie being like a Philip Roth.
So Tupac said, in order to make a difference, I have to go to where the difference can be made.
On Illuminati 7 Day Theory album cover, but it's his most haunting image. You've seen it, I'm sure. Pac in the bandana, shirtless, nailed dead to a cross. Biggie created a stylish gangster flick with an eye for detail that Coppola might envy. But Pac was already the movie star, so he wrote his own leather-bound mythology that became posthumous religion.